Good morning, everyone. So today let's discuss a new chapter, that is cell cycle and cell division. Now, before going into the cell division, let's first study what is cell cycle. Now, in the earlier chapter we have already got a term, that is unicellular acellular, which was given by Rudolf Virchow, which actually means that every cell is derived from a cell. Now, how can a cell be derived? That is, the only possible way is cell division, isn't it? Only with the help of cell division a cell can be derived from another type of cell. Now, the cell cycle, what is it actually? It is the genetically controlled series of changes that occur in a newly formed cell by which it duplicates its genome, synthesizes other constituents, undergoes growth and divides to form two daughter cells. Okay? That means the process which we call as cell division, that is a particular cell divides into the daughter cell, that doesn't occur just simply, it has to pass through certain phases, and all these phases together collectively are assembled in the cell cycle. Okay? Now, all these events actually they occur in a coordinated manner under the genetic control. Okay, it is not that it will happen anyhow anyway, but it is always in a coordinated manner, and so it is completely under the genetic control. Now, the various phases of the cell cycle, these are actually controlled by the protein cyclins and cyclin dependent protein kinases, which are also known as the CDKs. Now, these actually phosphorylate the protein using ATP, and the transition from one form to another is being carried on by these proteins. Okay? Now, basically the whole cell cycle, it can be divided into two parts. One is the interphase phase and the M phase. Now you see here, from this portion it consists of the interphase, and this is the M phase. Now the interphase, that is the interval between two successive division, that is also known as the resting phase. Actually here much of the activities are not observed. That's why this is also known as resting phase, and this is the gap just between two cell divisions. Now here the main events that take place are synthesis and storage of energy rich compounds, synthesis of mitogens, then whatever is required for the cell to divide, replication of DNA, synthesis of histones, nuclear proteins, all these things take place. Then centromere also divides, and in the whole of about the cell cycle, about 75 to 95% of the generation time, that is the complete cycle, is taken or occupied by the interphase stage. Okay? Now, of this interphase, the first part is the G1 phase. Now you can see here the G1 phase, from the diagram itself it indicates the G1 phase is the longest phase or the largest phase. Here ATP is synthesized. Okay, ATP, which is necessary for energy rich compounds, so it is necessary for the cell division to take place. Nucleotides, amino acids, these are also synthesized, which are the main constituents of the proteins and DNA. RNA and protein synthesis take place. Nucleus grows in size, it enlarges. Okay, so that means the cells are preparing itself. Whatever is necessary for cell division, it is getting accumulated, it is getting or collecting so that it can undergo division. Okay, then followed by this gap phase 1 is the synthetic or the S phase. This is accomplished by DNA duplication. That means here the DNA content doubles, and along with DNA replication, chromatin fibers also they start replicating, they grow in size, they appear to be double. Okay, so all these are the important features of this here. Now here see the chromosome replication also take place, centrioles also replicate, that means they move to the opposite poles to form the spindles. Okay, so all these events are taking place during the synthetic phase. Followed by the synthetic phase is the gap phase 2, which is accomplished by RNA and protein synthesis. Now these are very much essential for the cell to divide, its growth and development. Then also formation of other macromolecules. Okay. After the gap phase, we complete the interphase stage, and then we enter into the M phase. M phase means it is the final phase of the cell cycle. It consists of karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Karyokinesis means the division of the nucleus, which is followed by prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, okay, different stages of cell division. And cytokinesis, that is a division of the cytoplasm. That means after karyokinesis has taken place, simultaneously the cytoplasm will divide into two, and thus the cell finally gets separated and divides into two different cells. Okay. Then another thing what happens, sometimes after the M phase has taken place, the cell may directly enter into a new cycle, or sometimes it enters into this G0 phase, which is known as the quiescent center or quiescent stage. Here in this stage, it is actually inactivation of the cell cycle due to non-availability of mitogens and energy-rich compounds. That means here energy-rich compounds are not there, mitogens are not there, for which the cells become inactive and it doesn't show any activity. Here the cell remains metabolically active. Okay, it is not that it is not it is completely inactive. It is metabolically active, but it does not show any growth and differentiation. It just acts as a reserve cell, and whenever time comes, whenever suitable favorable conditions come, it immediately enter into the cell cycle. Okay, so these are all the different stages of the cell cycle. Go through it properly. Okay, each and every phase is important. That means ultimately this indicates that how the cell is preparing to divide, how it undergoes cell division, cytoplasm division, and finally it divides into two daughter cells. So all these events are together, the cell cycle is important. So go through the notes, go through the videos. If you find any problem, then please let me know.